இந்திரா மேம்.
எஸ் மேம்.
மேம் நம்ம ஸ்டார்ட் பண்ணிடலாம் மேம். சில பேர் ஸ்டூடெண்ட்ஸ் ஜாயின் பண்ணிடுவாங்க.
அப்படியா? ஓகே மேம். தென் I'll
ஆ,
ask Vinita to join மேம். ஓகே.
நடுவுல ஹெச்ஓடி சாரும் ஜாயின் பண்ணாலும் பண்ணுவாரு. நம்ம
ஓகே
6 ஓ
ஓகே
கிளாக்
மேம்.
கரெக்டா ஸ்டார்ட் பண்ணிடலாம் மேம்.
ஓகே மேம். ஓகே.
I'm already here, ma'am.
Vinita's here? ஓகேடா. ஓகே. Thank you. Good evening, Vinita.
Good evening, ma'am.
ஹாய் வினிதா, குட் ஈவினிங்.
Hi, ma'am.
ஹவ் ஆர் யூ?
I'm good. How are you?
Yeah, I'm good. Ma, just check out whether you're able to share your presentation, no?
Presentation.
Yeah.
Sharing is not turned on yet, I guess.
Vijay ma'am?
மேம் சொல்லுங்க.
It seems she didn't get the permission
Yeah,
for
yeah.
sharing the PPT.
நான் பாக்குறேன்.
Please look into it.
I'll just send the request. Yeah.
Yeah. Now you check out, ma. I have given grant permission.
Yeah, I'm able to share.
Okay, ma'am.
My screen.
Meanwhile, Indra ma'am, you can introduce her.
Yeah. Yeah, it's visible, da. Vinita, it's visible now.
Okay.
Yeah, good evening all. I'm very delighted to introduce today's resource person for this GearUp Series Level 4, an initiative taken towards placement preparation for our final year students. Yes, now Ms. Vinita Sri is an alumna of RMK College of Engineering and Technology, where she graduated in 2019 with a bachelor's degree in computer science and engineering. During her time at RMK, she demonstrated strong technical aptitude early on, securing placements while still pursuing her undergraduate studies. She was placed at the National Payments Corporation of India in her third year of college, gaining earlier exposure to large scale mission critical financial systems. In her fourth year, she joined Coding Mart Technologies, where she formally began a professional journey. This early start allowed her to build a solid foundation in software engineering and real world product development. Following her tenure at Coding Mart, Vinita went on to work at Nudistic Technologies, an IBM company, where she further strengthened her expertise in enterprise solutions, modern web technologies, and large scale application development. She is currently working as an SDE Level 3 at Workday, a leading enterprise AI platform where she contributes to building scalable, intelligent applications that serve global enterprises. Vinita is a web developer with strong expertise in generative artificial intelligence, combining modern front end and full stack development skills with AI driven innovation. Her work reflects a deep understanding of both technology and its impact on business outcomes. In recognition of her technical leadership and project excellence, she was honored with the Microsoft Partner of the Year Award 2025, where she served as an application lead for the award winning project. Through her journey from campus placements to global enterprise platforms, Vinita's career stands as an example of earlier initiative, continuous learning, and technical excellence. She remains closely connected to her alma mater and is passionate about inspiring students, mentoring young engineers, and helping them navigate the transition from college to the professional world. Yes. So now I'll hand over the session to Vinita. So actually, I need to stress one point that many times Vinita Shri has contributed as an alumna to our college, conducting mock interview, many guest lectures. And when she conducted a mock interview for her students, she gave a feedback that many of her students lag in data structures and algorithm concept. That is mainly the applications, how to apply the data structures and the algorithm concepts. In that point, the students are she felt that the students are lagging in that, and that's why she has chosen that topic now. And I request all the students to please be interactive with the session. Whatever doubts you have, she's ready to clarify with you. Yes, over to Vinita. Please start the session.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you for the intro. Yeah. So I'll just start with asking some questions. Not a technical one, just like I want to know like which year are you in, and when is the exact placements going to happen? So anyone can just answer this. Like any companies are planned ahead. Yes. I'll call out.
Hi, ma'am.
Yeah. Yeah, who's this?
Hi, ma'am. So, myself, P. Ranjita. So, Cognizant LP and cybersecurity based company are planning to come out when the reopen of the college. So that is the first company where we go to placements after we came to college.
So you guys in third year or final year?
So third year completed, ma'am. Finally, we are going.
Okay, great. Yeah. Thank you for that, Ranjita. Okay, so this session will mainly focus on how to prepare for placements, and we'll cover basic topics of DSA. We can't cover the entire DSA. I can't say like within 1 hour session, like I can make everyone the master of DSA. So I'll give you the roadmap of how to master DSA. So we'll just go through all these roadmaps and you guys can take it forward and prepare yourselves. And any doubt that you have, you can just raise your hands in the Zoom or just call out. We'll have a healthy discussion in between if anyone has any doubts. Okay. So first, as you guys are approaching placements, let's first discuss like what are all the things that we have to do to appear for the placements. Okay. So for placement readiness, we strongly have to have a good project portfolio. First, resume speaks much louder than us. So first, recruiters will go through our resume. So please build your resume in such a way that it stands out from rest of your friends or rest of your classmates. So your resume should not be identical to anyone, so that if let's assume you're in the final round and your resumes you have performed your rounds and finally the resumes are with the HR hand. Now the HR has to determine who has done well. He will know, okay, this guy, that guy has done well, but your resume will be in their hand and it has to speak that it has to speak whatever you have performed in the actual interview. So make your resume such that the recruiters will identify that this is your resume. Whoever had performed this way is this person's resume. And a key factor for that is have your photo in all your resume. So I have been to campus interview. Finally, we will select like 5 to 10 members we will have. And finally, when we look at the resume, sometimes we will be confused like whose resume is who was the person that actually appeared. So for that purpose, please have your photo in your resume so that your face will be registered in the HR's mind. So that when they look at the resume, they will know that this is you and you will have a higher chance of recruitment. Okay. So first one is that in the resume, what are all the things that we have to do? So first one is your project portfolio. So your project portfolio is like, don't dump so many projects, all the small, tiny projects that you have done in the resume. Give 2 to 3 very crisp and a good project in your resume so that it shows your quality as like how depth you have went so far in when you are studying in college. So have your project in that way. Don't put just I have built HTML CSS website first and then go for the React or full stack development at the last. Put your major and big project at the first and have all these teeny tiny projects at the end, or better not to have it if the good projects are more in number. Yeah, so that will be your project portfolio in your resume. And okay, and then your resume should be concise and professional. Keep it 1 page. If not, we can have it 2 page as well. It doesn't matter whether it is 1 page or 2 page. Have 2 page, don't have it sided. Have 2 papers of resume with one-sided so that it will be easier for recruiters to go through. And then always add how you have improved anything. Like, for example, you have interest in some subject, you are going to give out your interested subjects in your resume. So don't just mention DSA and DBMS. Mention it in such a way that you have interest in DBMS. So I have solved this many problems in lead code. I know the core concepts in DSAs. Like I know all the trees that are available. I'm so keen on learning about trees, or I'm very interested in database, how to manage data. If I have seen these many workshops going in college, like Power BI, and also all these also comes under data platform only. So you can mention all those things. So I'm very keen on data side, and I have also attended and have hands-on experience in Power BI and all those things, whatever workshops or something you have attended. So don't just mention like a one-word answer like Power BI, this one, DBMS, DSA, like that. So have a story built up in a very clean and concise manner. So that will improve the quality of your resume. So that will be the second one. And then always have a LinkedIn account, and your LinkedIn account should be mentioned in your resume. So your LinkedIn account should be so professional with a professional photo. Also, like I'll advise to have the same photo on the resume as well as on the LinkedIn while you are searching for a job, like when you are attending placements on campus or off campus, so that it will be easy to correlate seeing both for the recruiters actually. So that's why having a LinkedIn is very important, and put your all projects and everything in out there so that everyone will know about you, and you might get offers that are apart from on campus, you'll get off campus calls also for internships or the job offers as well. And then nowadays referral works. I'm not very sure for the freshers, but once you get into any company, just build your contacts so that you don't have to search for jobs then and there. You'll just have to ask for referrals from your contacts, and you can go land in any good jobs. So these are the key factors in resume and LinkedIn building. And the second one will be your preparation. So your preparation, we can divide it into two parts. One is theoretical part. The other one is the actual practical part. The practical part is nothing but your coding and how you are solving your problems and pattern identifying. All those comes under practical things. So you have to apply whatever you have studied in theoretical in this. So first, CS fundamentals. Like fundamentals is nothing but the theoretical part. Whatever you have studied in your college, the same thing will be asked in your um, interview as well. So be strong in whatever you have given in your resume. For example, as I have already told, if you're good at DSA, just mention that I have cleared this much problem. I can apply any DSA concepts practically. So give it in such a way. When you give it in such a way, be confident that you have to crack that if they ask in the interview. Okay, for example, you have said, I'm very good at DSA, I love DSA. Then you must know how far you know DSA. So when they come up with in the interview, when they come up with a question, very complex question, since you're interested in DSA, you should upfront tell them. So at this college level, I can solve up to trees problem, or I can solve up to linked list. So any problem up to linked list I can solve. I'm very confident in that. After that, I can give you the reasoning, or I can give you the logic, but I'm not very sure in solving them. So be upfront and set your boundaries. Like I know I'm very confident up to this level of DSA, so that they will reduce their complexity, and then they will check whether you are actually confident in that. You are able to crack that in that level as well. So this will be your theoretical and practical knowledge, how you have to apply in your interviews. Okay, so we'll dive into DSA part next. So anything that anything anyone has in your mind, like that you want to clarify before appearing for the placements. So this is a clean layout that everyone tells. So apart from this, if you have any doubts, please put it out here. I'll answer.
Hi, ma'am, I'm Ranjita. So I have started my DSA, but I couldn't able to memorize, how to keep in my mind. If I want to put or apply in somewhere, I couldn't able to apply it. So can you tell any tips for that?
Okay. So DSA, you shouldn't memorize. So there are patterns. There are patterns that you have to memorize, but you should not memorize the solution. For example, DSA, we have this array problems. So let's take array. In array, we have so many problems. Some, I'll give you the cheat sheet. So there's this website called Neat Code. You don't have to. So this is very good to practice. Okay, you'll have all these videos available. But apart from that, 1 second, I just wanted to show what are all the things that are available. Okay, so here we have this Neat Code 50. So if you ask how to crack like big interviews like Google or Microsoft or any big product companies, if you want to crack, they'll ask you to solve lead code problems. But to solving lead code problems itself is very tough. Every problem when we go and when we started, it will be of different pattern, and we will not be able to identify which pattern it is, what we have to apply, anything. We won't be able to identify anything. So for that, we will be asking ChatGPT or going through YouTube videos, and then we end up giving the same solution here. We'll just copy paste, and then we'll try to understand. We will understand, but we won't crack the pattern, or we won't be able to apply that again. If the same question is asked, we won't be able to solve it again. So that's the main problem. Whoever solves the lead code or any program, they has this problem. Even I faced it early, like very early. So we have this Neat Code 150. What it does is it has all the lead code problems, but categorized in from easy to complex in each of the topics. So we have, these are the topics we have: arrays and hashing, and then 2 pointers, sliding window. Up to this is array. Up to binary search, everything is arrays and strings. So inside arrays and strings, we have these much of concepts. So we have to understand these concepts. For example, if you take 2 pointers, for example, if you take 2 pointers, here is the input. Was it a car or a cat I saw? So palindrome is nothing but it should be, even if you reverse it, it should be the same. So that is the palindrome. So first read the context, whatever they have said. So first one is it should be same both forward and backward if we are reading. And the one more thing it is said, they are saying it is case sensitive. Whether it is capital or a small letter, it doesn't matter. As far as it is W and W, then it is fine. And ignores all the alphanumeric characters. So alphanumeric characters is nothing but this question mark. Ignore all the question mark. Even if it is present, don't worry about that. So it only asks like if it is there in this, then if this was it a car or a cat I saw. So if this reads both the way same, then it is a palindrome. So that is the concept here. I'll just, for example, madam. So this is a palindrome. So we have, for this, we can apply so many patterns. Here we can have 2-pointer pattern. So 2-pointer pattern is nothing but having having a pointer here as well as here. That is having one of the I for loop will be there and I will be here at M and the other one will be at the end. And we will be comparing if M is equal to M, A is equal to A. And if INJ is equal to is same, then break it and then now it is a palindrome. So these kinds of logic we are going to apply. But before that, we have to know what are all the logics that we have. So for that only, Ranjita, you have started the DSA, right?
Yes, ma'am.
Have you gone through all these patterns that are available or you started solving it altogether?
Like I just refer one video and I try to solve with one question, ma'am. Like that I'm going on now.
Okay. So don't go solve each and everything with videos. What you can do is like, you can go through this site. So first three is easy. So contains duplicate. So open this. So now we have 4 numbers. I'll just try to solve this. I'll tell you how I am solving so that we'll have some good session together. So now this nums is an array they have given. What we have to do is like, if any number appeared more than once, then we have to return false. Sorry, if it contains duplicate, then we have to return true. Okay. Now, how we can identify whether this particular array has duplicates? There are so many methods. One method among that is like, I can go through each and I can just count this. 1 has occurred once, 2 has occurred once, 3 has occurred once. The next time 3 comes, now 3 has occurred twice. Now the count of 3 is 2. Now I can, if any of the count is 2, then I can output as true, that it has duplicate. Okay. The other way, what are all the other ways that you can think? Anyone can come up with any other ways for identifying the duplicate. This is very easy program. Any logic that you can just explain it. Yes, we have 35 members here. Anyone?
By using collection framework, we can remove like Java collection framework, like that.
Java collection set. Yeah, correct. No, using collection will remove the duplicates and it will have only the unduplicate number, right? Which is not. So this is already in array. So using collections, what you will do? Can you please explain?
Yes, Ranjita. I think Vinita, you can continue.
Yeah, yes, ma'am.
Not respond.
So I'll just continue. Yeah.
Yeah.
So here we'll have we'll just loop through it and identify whether the count is. Sorry.
There is another method to find whether the array has duplicate or not.
Yeah, tell me.
We can just sum up all the elements and find the number of sum using the formula n into n plus 1 by 2.
So what they have given is given an integer array of nums and yeah, if these are consecutive, then we can do that. So the example given here is consecutive. but they haven't mentioned that it will be consecutive numbers. If it is consecutive numbers, yeah, we can go ahead with that solution. But that's a very good solution. Great. Yeah. Okay, so while solving, if you have any like you are stuck somewhere or you don't know how to where to start, then you can just check here. Here it will say, here it will have the hint. First solution is brute force solution. Compare each element against each. Like you'll have two loops. So while starting, go from the brute force solution. When you are starting your DSA, brute force solution is nothing but comparing each element against each element. First, I will take 1. And I will compare that 1 with 2, 3, 3. No. Okay. Then I will go with 2. Then I will compare the 2 with 3. No, 3 is not equal to 2. Then I'll go here. 3 is not equal to 2. Okay. Now there's no duplicate. Now next, I'll move my pointer to 3. Now this pointer, now next I will compare 3 with 3. Oh, 3 with 3. 3 equal to 3. So it has duplicates. Now the loop breaks. So this is the first approach anyone has to do when you are starting the DSA. Don't right away jump into the solution that is the best optimal, like O of n or O of n log n. Don't jump into that solution. Just think on the brute force side once and apply the basic solution first. And after that, you have to continually optimize the solution. So this is how we can learn the DSA. If we right away go to the solution, identifying the pattern, when we start DSA itself, it won't work. Every time we end up mugging the problem. So I'll suggest start from brute force. Brute force is nothing but comparing each element against each.
Thank you so much, ma'am. Thank you, Aisha. Thank you, ma'am.
So now what
Yes, Ranjita, Vinita, you can proceed now.
Yeah. So now what I'm going to do is like I'm going to take 1. So first one pointer is going to be at 1. So that is the first loop. The first loop is going to be the element that I'm going to take for each comparison. And then the second loop is nothing but this 1 I'm going to compare with the rest of the numbers. So that will be the second loop. So rest of the numbers I have to do. When I take 0th index, I have to compare from first index to length of the array. So which is I plus 1. 0 plus 1 will be this index. So I plus 1. Now I have one pointer at 0, that is I, and I have the second pointer j at I plus 1, that is 0 plus 1 is 1. So which is 1 is equal to 2. I'm going to compare nums of I equal to. So this is JavaScript. So I'll have to use 3 equal to nums of j. If it is equal, then the array contains duplicate. So return false. Once the loop ends, so there's no duplicates and the loop is going to end. So now return just true because the loop ended and it didn't find any duplicates. Oh, okay. I have to log in to run the code. Right now, I haven't logged in inside this. Anyway, but this is the solution for this, which is brute force. So now with hint 1, you have cracked the brute force. Now you want to optimize it. Go to hint 2. Just ask, is there a way to check if an element is a duplicate without comparing every other element? Now, I don't want to compare every other element because it goes into multiple iteration. Now think like, for this, I'll have O of n square. O of n square is nothing but this loop runs for n items. So nums of length is, for example, here 4. So 4 into 4, this loop runs for 16 times to find this 3 is equal to 3. Is there any other way to reduce that 16 into 4 or even less than that? So you have to think it in such a way. I don't have to run this loop for 16 times to find the duplicates. So that's what it is asking. And now it is asking, do you have any data structure that is useful here? For example, in JavaScript, we have something called hash map. Hash map is nothing but, earlier I told, right? The counting the numbers, like how many times each numbers has occurred. So that one is hash map. So I can use a hash map and store that. But I guess for now, we don't need hash map for you because I don't think you guys will do it in JavaScript, or if you have that concept in Java, you can do this. I guess Python will have it. So hash map will store, you'll have a key and a value. This numbers will be key. So 1 will be 1 time. So key will be 1 and the count will be 1. So this will be 2 times. So this is also 1 time. So key will be 2 and your value will be 1. So the next map will contain 3. So your key will be 3 and your value will be 1 for the first iteration. And then the next time you enter the same 3, your count will already be 1. So when your count is already 1 for 3, you know that it is duplicate. So you return false directly. So now you have traversed this array only once, which is like 4 iterations you did, not like 16 iterations. So this is how we tend to optimize the problem. And this is the way to learn how to do it. So we can't learn like certain, we don't have a pattern or we don't have a structured way like how we can learn the application of this DSA. It comes through practice. And when practicing, we should make sure that we are not jumping right into the optimized solution. Give the solution whatever comes to your mind first, then identify the problems in your solution, why it doesn't work. Just think about that and then give a very basic solution first and then think about optimizing. Then only you can learn DSA. First thing is to just give the basic solution. So that's the first idea of DSA. And then as one more guy, he told like counting the numbers and summing it up and n into n plus 1 by 2, right? Yeah, that can be done. But before that, make sure that whatever the solution you are giving has the correct explanation here as well, because that can be done only when the numbers are consecutive. In this example, they have consecutive numbers, but they haven't mentioned anywhere that it will be consecutive. So hidden test cases will fail. Yeah, so this is how we can learn DSA. So try to solve all these things. And for every problem, we'll have hint. And if you cannot solve it, don't go to ChatGPT, don't go to YouTube. Put this in the YouTube, you will get solutions. They will explain how to arrive at the solution. So see that entire video completely once and then try on it on your own. Don't see the video and type it. See the video and type it. Just go through the entire video, understand what they are telling, and then solve it on your own in the same method. So that will increase your problem solving skills instead of just pasting it. So this is the way we can learn DSA. This is how. And this is one of the good very good site where I have learned this. And DSA is something, even if you are like 6 to 7 years of experience, even 10 years of experience, you will have to clear it. You will have a round for DSA if you are opting for a product-based high package company. So I appeared recently for around 5 to 6 companies, all are product-based, and every company had DSA. Yeah, I'll just go through the theoretical part of the DSA. This is just kind of a refresher session for you guys, not a deep down on how to solve problems and all. So this will be a refresher session on what are all the data structures available and any example for that. So we'll have a quick discussion on that. So before that, any questions on solving DSA problem or where to solve, what are all the recommended sites? If you have any questions, just let me know. Okay.
Yes, my students, please be free to ask questions, to answer. Just respond to her. Whatever doubts you have, you can ask her now.
Even if it is not related to DSA or anything I have
Or
spoken so far.
any other doubts also, if you have, feel free to ask her. Please unmute and ask her.
Ma'am, could you tell us about generative AI?
Gen AI, okay. AI, we can categorize AI in, like usage of AI or working in AI into 3 parts. One is AI ML, like they are developing the models in AI. So that is, so we have these three scopes in the IT industry. So one is developing the models, training the models, all those. So all those will be done by AI ML engineers. So that is one scope. The second scope is those who are using it. Everyone is using AI nowadays. Even you guys will be using it, using ChatGPT and then Gemini. We have so many AI models available out there, and we are going to chat. Those are chat models, and we are using it. And the third one is building agents on top of the models. So we will use AI, and then we are going to make use of that AI, and we are going to build some agents. Agents is nothing but, for example, now I'm doing some work, routine work I'm doing in my project. I don't want to do that routine work every time. Now what I will do is like I will build an agent with some AI models. What that will do is like whenever I have something, I will just ask that agent to do that, and that will do. So building that agent, bot, AI bots, all those comes under the Gen AI. For example, so everyone here knows about GitHub, right? For example, if we are in our organization, like similar to GitHub, we are using Bitbucket. So if we want to review any PR is nothing but my changes has to be reviewed by some senior person so that it can go to production. So that is the PR. That is the PR reviewing. If at all I have to review any PR, what I will, there's already a bot built for reviewing the PR. So I'll just add that bot, and that bot will review for me. See, this is an agent. Janice. So this Janice is a code review agent here. So we will build this agent. So whoever building these kinds of AI agents, AI skills, rules, there are so many things that we build using, we don't use, we will build that, and that will leverage AI to fasten anything that we have in our project or any new product that we can do. So all those will come under Gen AI part. So now building this agent, if you have built this agent, you will be a Gen AI developer. So this is what Gen AI developer does. Yeah. So anything. So this is what Gen AI is. So do you have any other questions about this? And we have so many toolings and everything in Gen AI, like we'll use MCPs, we will build MCPs, we will orchestrate LLMs, all those things are there. So those things will come under this Gen AI part. Prompt engineering, the other part, if I have a task and I'm doing it with the help of AI. I'm just asking ChatGPT or a cursor to just do that for me, or just asking cursor what is happening, or asking ChatGPT, give me this code, give me that code. So that is prompt engineering. So this is generative engineering, that is prompt engineering. And the first one who are developing the models will be the actual model, like ML engineers. Okay. So can we move to the next topic then? So to learn DSA, people requires time. So first we have to be strong in foundation, which is arrays, strings, all those things. Stacks, queues, everything comes under array only. So we have to be strong in that foundation. After that, once you are okay with the basic problems, we can go ahead with the linked list, trees, graphs, and then SQL basics for your interview preparation. So post all these preparations, like application level preparation, you can go ahead with your mock interviews, aptitude drills. So aptitude is something that you have to keep solving, like right from the start, from second year of even first year. If you are solving aptitude, you will be able to clear most of the interviews. The first round you'll be able to clear, and the last level of preparation, the last edge of preparation will be, once you know which company is approaching and what is the company that is going to come, just have that time only for the company specific preparation. So for example, now you have told you guys are going to appear for CTS, right? So for CTS, if you search online, you'll get n number of resources, like what are all the rounds they conduct. Even with yours, if you connect with your immediate seniors, you will be able to know all these things, all these tips, what are all the rounds they have conducted, what types of questions they have given in each round. So all these will be repetitive. It won't be like new every year. Maybe they'll change the pattern once in 3 years or 5 years, but it will be repeated. If you ask your immediate seniors or very immediate resources, like new resources from the internet, you will be able to crack like what is the kind of questions and what is the kind of interview they conduct. So this kind of preparation you have to do at least 2 days before you're appearing for any company, so that you'll be prepared for whatever they have in specific. And you'll have this online test as well. If they have these online tests, you'll have this mock test as well. There are so many websites available nowadays for these mock online tests. For CTS means they'll have CTS specific online tests and all. So these kinds of preparation is the last minute preparation. So before this, we'll have to be strong in our theoretical part, which is our syllabus, and then the application of it, which is solving problems and SQL queries, all those things. Okay, so now I'll just go through this DSA cheat sheet. So we have two types of data structures. Basically, one is linear, the other one is non-linear. Linear is nothing but it will point to the next, every pointer will point to the next, only one pointer next to it. It won't diverge into multiple nodes or anything. So if one node points to the only to the next node, then it is linear data structure. For example, array. Array in memory, it will be continuous memory allocation will be there. And it always, the first one will be with the first memory address, you will be able to identify the next memory address. So it is going to point only one node. So that's why it also comes under linear structures. And then we have linked list, which is which will again point only to the next node or else the previous node. It is not going to diverge into 4 or 5 nodes and then it is going to form a tree out of it. So that is linked list. Always remember the complexity that is associated with each of the data structure. For array, it is always O of n. This is space complexity. For example, you have n number of elements. For example, 5 elements. You will need 5 memory space. So that is this O of n. If you have 10 elements, then you have O of 10. If it is 500, then it is O of 500. So that's why we call it as O of n. Same for linked list as well. So we'll need O of n space space allocation for linked list, and lookups will be O of 1. Sorry, not lookups. Insertions will be O of 1 because our pointer will already be at the last, and when inserting it, you just have to directly go and insert that. So it is just one iteration, which is O of 1, and then deletion is also O of 1. But if you're going to search for any element in linked list, then you have to for example, if you have to search for any element in linked list, so from the head, you have to go until that element. So that's why lookups and search or updates will take O of n space time complexity. So basically, you guys understand what is time complexity and space complexity, right? Time complexity is nothing but how much iterations or how much, basically how much iterations we are going to perform for any particular result that we desire. So that will be coming as the time complexity. Space complexity is nothing but the elements we are storing in the disk. For example, if you are going to solve an array problem, you have to store that array inside your disk. That if that array has n elements, then you have to have n spaces in your disk. So that's why we have O of n space complexity for linear structures mostly. And then there are two data structures again, which is stack and queue. Stack and queue can be implemented both in array as well as linked list. So stack and queue is nothing but the concepts. Stack is LIFO. LIFO is last in, first out. The example of it could be any example of stack. Anyone? It's a common interview question. Okay, so you can remember it's a common interview question. So just have 3 to 4 examples for yours whenever you have this stack. For example, So always tags, if you put it in the first element you are putting in will be at the last. So the everything that you are putting after it will accumulate on top of it. And the one you can take at the last is your first element. That's why it says last in, first out. The last element, you can take it out at the first one. So the example could be like you have this Mentos chocolate or something. So when you open at the top, the last element, you can just take it and you can just put it in your mouth. So that's the Mentos or something, that chocolate kind of thing. And then queue is nothing but first in, first out. So whoever comes in will be served first. So it is like first come, first served pattern. So we can have the queue, like ticketing queue itself as an example for queue. And then we have the non-linear structures. Non-linear structures are trees. First will be hash table. So hash table is nothing but we are going to key value pairs will be there. So that's the hash table. And then we'll have the trees. After trees, we'll have graphs. So just go through all the available trees. What are all the trees that are available? We have binary search trees and then self-balanced binary tree. And then we have so much of variations inside the binary trees itself. I guess these are your theoretical things. So you can just, I'll just share this PDF. You guys can go through it. And theoretically, you will not be asked much complex algorithm patterns to be answered. Maybe if you are appearing for any top tier company or high packages, you will be expected to solve these algorithmic problems. For example, where you have to implement dynamic programming, where you have to implement this binary search, quick sort, all those things. Okay. So in algorithm, we have divide and conquer. Divide and conquer is nothing but we are, so once we have an array, we are going to divide that array and then search on it. We're going to divide it into two, and we are going to keep on dividing it until we arrive into a solution. We are going to divide it into independent subproblems, and then we are going to arrive into a solution. This is the concept of divide and conquer. Greedy methodology is nothing but, so whenever you are you are approaching any problem, you are going to see the first whatever the optimized solution you have at that point, you will arrive at that solution. So that is what greedy methodology means. Dynamic programming is again it's going to recursively evaluate all the subproblems, and it is going to arrive at the most optimized solution. So that is what dynamic programming does. So all these things, once you solve problems, you will be able to get a very good understanding on it. Inside dynamic programming itself, we have memoization, and then tabulation we have. You can also be sorting. We have these 6 types of sort. Just memorize these 6 sorts. So this will also be your technical round question. What are the 6 types of sorts, and then what will be the space complexity, and then these are time complexity for each of those. So these will be theoretical questions in your interview if you're appearing for a technical round. And then we have this graph traversal, which is breadth first search and then depth first search. So breadth first search is nothing but So breadth first search is nothing but you're going to traverse through all first. Anyway, your source node will be 0. So once you have the source node, you're going to go through all the nodes that 0 is attached to. For example, now 0 is attached to 1. So it will go to 1 and then 2 and then 3. So 0 is attached to 1, 2 and 3. So it will go 0, 1, 2, 3. And then 1 is attached to 4, right? So next it will go 4, 5, 6 and then 7. So it will go sequentially to all the attached nodes in the same order. So that's what is called BFS. And in DFS, what you will do is, so first 0 will be source node. From 0, you will go to depth 1. That is like it is attached to 1. And you won't go to the adjacent node of it. Adjacent node will be 2, which is attached to 0. So in BFS, you will go to the adjacent node. In DFS, you will go to the child node of 1. So 0's child node is 1. 1's child node is 4. So you'll go 0, 1, 4. And then you'll go there. And then you will finish up 5. Because 4 doesn't have any node, any child nodes. So you will go to 5 and then you'll go to 0. Then you'll go to 2, 6 and then you'll go to 3 and then 7. So you're going to traverse each of the branch separately, like the entire depth of each branch separately and then come back and go to the next node. So that is the main difference between DFS and BFS. Yeah. So this is a quick refresher session on DSA. If you have any doubts or anything that you need apart from here, apart from this, just please let me know, because this is very basic cheat sheet which has all these like last minute revision. So if you want to know anything in detail or anything you want to know, please let me know. Related to your interviews or solving problems.
Well, students, some of you would have already attended some interviews. You can just share the experience and you can also get some clarity on how to crack. Please participate, Ma.
Hello, ma'am. So basically, in every interview, we face the problem by saying, "Tell me about yourself." So could you tell us like how we should present ourselves and what the things we have to say to grab that attention or to get first impression like that?
Okay. So whatever I say, tell me about yourself. So you have prepared your resume, right? So once you prepare your resume, give your resume to ChatGPT and ask it, what should I tell me about myself? Don't go in depth on your personal details. So tell your name and then your department and then you're interested. What are your interests in subjects or in cracking programs or whatever your interest is in any subject. And then after that, go ahead with your technical details. Don't go too far like I did schooling, my 12th percentage is this, my 10th percentage is this. Don't go into all those things. Stick with your college things. So first one, your name, and then go with whatever department, and what is your CGPA, and whatever you have achieved in your college. You can go a bit, not too much personal, just your native place and from where you are coming. So like that. And then you right away jump into your achievements, that you have attended these many workshops, you have built so many projects. Like if you are interested in full stack, what are all the front end technologies you have used? You have used React or Angular, backend, what you have used. So go into technical details. And then, so once that is done, if you are okay, if you are done with all your about me, since they are just listening, don't go on and on. Just yeah, that's it. Don't go on and on, because you'll tend to blabber after that, because you'll not have any points. Since they are listening, you'll keep on telling something else. So prepare a short gist, your name, your year with your department, and then your CGPA, your technical achieve achievements, your academic achievements, tell all your achievements, and then your interest. And then if you want, you can tell your native place, about your parents, and then you stop it right there. And additionally, if you want, you can tell why you need this job. Like, for example, a Bangalore company comes in and you're telling about yourself. I remember in my during coding my technologies, in that interview, I know that this is a Bangalore company. I told them I badly want to go out of Chennai. I have never been out of Chennai, or I have never been stayed out from my home in hostel or anywhere. So I want to explore some other city. I want to come to Bangalore. So this is how I ended my about me. So you can add these kinds of interesting facts. So that's it about me. But stress more on your technical strengths.
Thank you, ma'am.
Ma'am, in DSA, while solving recursion problems, it is hard to visualize them while compared to other patterns, ma'am. Is there any easy way for that?
Easy way is you by practice you will get it, and then don't you don't identify the pattern right away. As I told, first go with the brute force solution. Go with looping. If you can solve it via three loop, I, J, and K, solve it via three loop. Go. Don't think of how can I apply sliding pattern to this. How can I apply two pointer to this sliding window, or two pointer to this. Don't think about the pattern at the start. Solve it in brute force. If you solve it in brute force itself, recruiters will be happy that you have tried, and you know you are applying some logic to it. So on top of that, so once you are done with your brute force solution, after that you will have a good visualization of how you solved it. After that, you will get a pattern. So initially, you have to solve at least 100 to 150 problems. Then only you'll be able to right away get the pattern of each problem. So for now, if you are not very much, if you haven't solved too many problems in DSA, I'll suggest go with brute force first. Don't right away jump into patterns. Whatever the problem is, just go with loops, 4 loops, 5 loops, just put those loops and get your result. But identifying pattern, we do have identifying, like how to identify the pattern. I had that cheat sheet. Maybe I'll circulate it. I'll
Thank
hand
you,
over
ma'am.
it to Indra ma'am. Because when I started studying, like for my recent interview, I had that cheat sheet on identifying the patterns. Anything else? Like,
Yes, students, any doubts? I think only very few students are asking doubts. Please be interactive. See, whatever doubts related to your placement preparation, you can ask her now.
And also, please focus on your presentation skill and your communication skill. For example, in my current company, they go for placements. Everyone went. Their actual count was to take around 10 to 11 members, but they ended up taking 14 members or something. Everyone, they ended up having 14 members at the end, 14 students at the end for the internship. But when the discussion came in, they just thought like the only thing they considered was the last round where everyone was presenting themselves, like the HR round or like the situation handling round. That was the situation handling round. So only that they were thinking, and then whoever spoke very clearly, not in the very fluent manner, they have to present themselves well. Well, only they got in. The rest three, they got eliminated. A topper girl was there. Even no one, like, it was very random. Everyone was thinking of who presented well, and then they were calling out the name. And then finally, we understood that the topper who was, it was in VIT college, Vellore Institute of Technology in Chennai. So she got dropped off because of the presentation skill. She was confident that she can ramp up in that, but then as well, she couldn't make through it. So be very cautious about how you are presenting yourself in the interview. Be very confident in whatever you are speaking. This happened last year. So that batch is currently internship in our company. So yeah, your technical skill matters most, but your communication skills also equally give you a chance to outperform the others who are in your level. And then they'll also check for your cultural fit. So don't cultural fit is nothing but will you be able to adjust to the company? Like they'll have some culture build up in the company, like we should not talk behind, or there are certain things that company forms as a culture. So they will also check whether you will be able to survive in that company. So for that, um, you have to be more like you have to maintain that you should not overdo in the sense like you have to be calm and composed during your interview. For example, for this cultural fit, I can give you an example. I went to Pollachi Mahalingam College. It was around 3 to 4 years ago. So there, a boy was there. He did very good in all the rounds, and finally, during the final round, he was interviewed with our very senior person. So he took that senior person took the final round of interview for him. If you have known or you might have known like Sendil from Coding Mart. So he's the CEO of the Coding Mart Technology. He took his interview for the final round. He kept on speaking everything, and finally he arrived in the topic of caste, and he was very much had too much of pride in his caste, and he was talking all those things to the CEO of the company, like Sendil from Coding Mart, and he got rejected because of that. So these kind of things are cultural fit. So make sure that you don't overspeak in interview. This was real. This happened really. That's why I wanted to tell. I guess I'm done with my presentation. If anyone has any doubts, you can just put it out here or
Yes, Vinita.
yes.
Can you suggest some of the websites so that the students can learn how to solve problem solving skills for data structures and algorithms concepts?
Yes. So this is the
Students, please make note of it.
best thing that I have learned from here. So I'll just give that in the chat. I've already pasted, I guess. So this is NEET code 150. Try to solve this NEET code 150. Or even NEET code 75 will also be there in the same. Don't go with blind 75. Go with NEET code 75 so that you'll have the structured from array and hashing from easy to medium. And then you'll have the structured way of learning. Don't go with the random DSA problems. And then for YouTube tutorials, we have this, what is his name? He's a guy from Google. He explains all the problems so good, like how to identifying the pattern. Just check that. He's take you forward. His videos will be so he will have all the DSA problem solution. Almost all the lead code solutions he'll have. Lead code and NEET code solution he'll have. So you can go through his videos. Check his playlist. So this is arrays playlist. So like this, he'll have playlist for each of the DSA pattern. This was very helpful for me during the preparations. These two, and then yeah, these two are good. And then for SQL, W3 schools is better for SQL. So SQL, you have to know basic joins and then the normalization, all those concepts. That's it.
To practice SQL, where we can practice, ma'am, in online.
SQL practice, HackerRank itself has. HackerRank has SQL, right? Here. It will give you easy of everything. Select by ID, select all. You can go through this and you can solve all these things. Medium, up to this it is easy only. Most of it are easy. So you can solve SQL here in HackerRank. HackerRank is very useful. You can solve all these things in HackerRank and then sorry, paste it here. And then you'll have this your HackerRank level or your badge, right? With that, you can mention those badges and all in your resume. So once you solve everything, you'll have badge in each of the segment.
Uh, I have a doubt, Vinita.
Yes, ma'am.
How can the students manage the stress during the interview?
Stress during the interview. The main key is to have all these DSA and then SQL, all these should be practiced before the interview itself, before the third year ends. And when they are appearing for interview, it should just be the preparation for that specific company. It should not be that time I'm going to study all the DSA concepts, all the SQL concepts. I hope I'm going to do hands-on. No. When the company appears, they have to um, prepare only for the company specific things. Search for what are all the things that are asked in the company and do only that. Once you do that company specific things, you'll have the confidence when you're appearing for the actual interview, because you know what will be asked in the interview, what will be the pattern that is going to be there in the interview. So once that is there, you won't get much stress. Maybe some might be getting anxious when during the interview, but then we have to handle it. Yeah, so preparation is the key, ma'am. So these kind of base preparation should be before the companies appear. And when the companies appear, it should be company specific. That's it. Once we have that, we'll have that confident in the interview. And during the interview, take your time. Don't jump right into the answer when interviewer asks something, or when you are given a problem. Just try to understand, or take your time to understand what it is, and then formulate the entire answer in your brain at least halfway, and then start to speak, so that you'll have a very clear answer when they ask something. Did that answer your question, ma'am?
Yes, ma. Thank you.
Ma'am, could you suggest any website that can improve our communication skills or improve our how to speak and how to handle the situations like that? Any YouTube videos like that?
Okay, the best will be ChatGPT. What you do is go to ChatGPT, tell that you're a fresher, you're going to appear for this company interview, and this is your resume, and ask it to conduct an interview. So you all of you have your phone, right? So ChatGPT will type in the question for you. What you do is you don't type your answer. You just click on that mic. You just on your mic and then you orate your answer. So that also tell the ChatGPT beforehand itself that you are going to orate it and give any suggestion that has to be to improve the communication. So just orate your answer. Once you orate your answer twice or thrice for 2 to 3 companies, you'll get confident on your communication. And even ChatGPT will pinpoint that you are struggling here. You are repeating your points, or your points are not very continuing with each other. So all these kinds of feedbacks ChatGPT will give. So that is the best thing that tool we have right now for communication during interviews. Even for presentation, when you're going to present something, you have the PPT ready, give that PPT to ChatGPT and just start the mic and give your entire presentation and ask the feedback from it later. It will tell you exactly in which slide you were struck, where your points were kept on repeating, where you have missed some points. Everything ChatGPT will give you in the feedback. So read that feedback and try to improve on that. I'm using mostly that. So it's kind of mock interview for you guys. It is the best mock interviewer. Even for SQL, if you want to try out something, just tell you want to try out SQL, and it will give you the questions. It will give you hints if you want. You can just type in the query, you can just send it, and then it will give you whether it is correct, how much percent it is correct, what you are missing, everything. It will give you a clear feedback. ChatGPT or Claude. Personally, I'm not a fan of Gemini. I prefer Claude or ChatGPT. And any other question like this?
Yes, students, only Ranjita is asking question. What about others? Please be interactive. She's ready to clear your doubts, please.
Sorry? If there are no questions, can we wind up, ma'am? Or
Yes, students, any doubts? Or shall we wind up the session? And what about boys' side?
how many attendees are here?
Almost only 15 we have.
Okay.
I think we can wind up the session. And thank you so much, Vinita, for delivering content like how to prepare their resume. And you have told them about how to solve the problems pertaining to data structures and algorithms. And my humble request to the students is that only out of practice, okay, you will gain knowledge. It is purely out of practice. See, Vinita has recommended many sites, okay, for solving the problems towards data structures and algorithm. For practicing, you can have your in order to test your coding skills, you can use a HackerRank platform. So all that you have to use it effectively. Okay, so only out of a practice you will gain knowledge about what you're learning actually. So that is very important. Please have that in mind. And thank you so much, Vanita, for spending a valuable time
Thank you, ma'am.
for our students.
Pleasure for this. Yeah.
Thank you so much, Vinita.
Thank you, ma'am.
Actually, your session was very useful, and you have given more insights regarding what are the websites the students could refer and prepare for their interviews. Thank you very much, ma'am.
Thank you.
Actually, the problem is 142 students are taking up their cognizant communication assessment from 6 to 9. That is one reason for less attendance today.
Oh, okay, ma'am. That's fine. Yeah.
As the session is recorded, I will be posting it in the drive so that the students may watch it at a later stage.
Yes, ma'am. Yes.
Anyway,
Yes,
thanks.
ma'am, you can share the recorded session to the students.
Yes,
So
ma'am.
it will be very useful for them. because when she conducted mock interview for her students, no, she told me the feedback that our students lag in that.
Yeah.
Mainly, even though they know the concepts, they doesn't know how to apply coding part to the data structures algorithm concepts. Okay, so they can use these websites and they have to keep on practicing, ma'am. That is very important.
Exactly, ma'am.
Yes, Vinita, thank you so much.
Thank you, ma'am. Just
Thank you.
yeah.
Okay, I am ending the session, students. At least tomorrow I want all of you to interact because otherwise it's of no use. Okay, so please interact, man. This is one way for you to overcome your hesitation and improve your communication. Thank you, students. Thank you, Indra, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am. Bye, ma'am. Thank you, ma'am.